other than name of coming back, Craig Crook,
Yeah.
Donnie Crook, he's not on.
You know, yeah, with them being out in the town, it's not like the village can say, oh, now you have water, you have to connect. But, you know, and another option maybe that the village wants to talk with the town of New Albion about them actually forming a legal water district. We've seen that happen on plenty of jobs that we've worked on.
Well, that would help with levies as well, correct?
Say,
That would help with levies?
Yes, your question, to get it re-levied if people aren't paying their bills, that would help,
That,
yes.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm not aware of if that's a big issue outside the village right now or not, but I do know that, yeah, billing outside of the village boundaries could be an issue. There's not the same structured legal mechanisms for making sure that their bills get paid.
Are you saying that the new pipeline will not follow the old pipeline?
It will not follow it, directly the whole way. For one, it will, we definitely wanna try to leave, we need to leave the old pipeline in service during construction.
Sure.
At least in segments as we work our way, either towards the village or out from the village, but, yes, it currently doesn't stay in the right of way, and it currently goes through some areas that, you know, that we have a hunch are gonna be a problem, and John has said, you know, those are issues, whether they're wetlands, et cetera, and so probably the number one design goal would be to try to stay in the DOT right of way, because then you don't have to pursue land rights. If we're gonna be outside of the DOT right of way, if the old pipeline's close to the right of way and we can stay in our old easements, that's great, but like I said, by the time we get closer to Cobo Well, the pipeline's back, it's going back across the fields way off of the road. And we do not intend to follow that right of way, we intend to follow the road, and then there'll be a pipe that goes back to Cobo Well, picks up, the Mayo Springs line. The part of the design goal is to keep the pipe where it's accessible, in particular when you get into winter, if you have a leak and it's way back in a farm field, it's much harder to get to it than if it's up near the road.
Jake, can you, since the project's changed, since my last project scope, could you get a copy of it? I think that would help answer some of Bob's
Absolutely, yeah,
questions.
we have,
And also my,
yeah, I can provide, we have 3 reports, the original project description that was a number of years ago now, and then we had a report that broke out phase 1 and explained what we want, the funding we want to pursue for phase 1, and then a third report that was used when we submitted for the water grants program last year in September. I can provide all those, that'd be a great starting point, and then any questions you have, Bob, we'd be happy to bring you up to speed.
yeah, and if you could just supply the last one, that's
Okay.
all I need.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, what we did, I think it was Jake, me, and Jason, we took a ride, basically looking at from Kelly Summit back into town. As you're leaving Kelly Summit, leave the pipeline, everything on that side of it. To avoid that marsh between, I'm not sure whose house it is there, on 353, Dick Briggs, the one past Dick Briggs. And that hole up there where, got Robert Drain between him and Kirk is, I don't even understand that one. But, and stay on one side of the road, and when we got to Cobo's, maybe just past Jerry's house, back overhead for the chlorinator building where it comes to the town, and bringing, the Cobo Well and Mail straight in, is kind of what we're looking at, you know, we're
Yeah.
proposing.
There's maps in the
Yeah,
project
there's
scope, right?
maps,
Yeah.
and we have a project boundary that's much larger there, environmental reviews, so there's room to move stuff a little bit inside of there as we go through design. So I won't take more of your time, but we can go over at a later board meeting if you have any questions, or you're always free to call our office. Any board members.
Is that everything then?
That's everything I had. If you have any questions,
All right.
I really appreciate your time.
So are you coming back then on Wednesday?
Possibly have a conflicting meeting, I'm not 100% sure, but there's another community that I am working with as a board meeting on Wednesday. Could I, if I worked with these guys and have, because John, were you gonna attend on Wednesday?
Oh, yeah.
If I have the written, if we have written quotes from those two companies, and, you know, at this point, the site cost process is half the price, and they're the one
Yeah.
that's familiar, the
Absolutely.
board should be able to move forward, it just, we wanna make sure we don't need that. If we don't need this piece of equipment, if they have a spare, we can use that one, save a little money.
Makes sense.
Then I'll make sure that, Rose has what we need for Wednesday's meeting.
Okay.
And, we'll knock it on that.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I apologize it took so long.
Oh, it's quite all right. Tell your dad said hi.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes,
All right, from Municipal Insurance, or excuse me, from Shield Financial.
correct. My name is Mike Ortiz. Thanks you for having us. This is Dakota Sankey. We are with Shield Financial. We are an insurance agency located in North Towns, New York. We work with a lot of the local municipalities. We handle some municipalities' workers' comp. We do their health insurance and their general liability, professional liability. We know you folks are coming up for renewal in the first week of June, and we respectfully request the opportunity to review your general liability insurance and offer 3 proposals. We know your incumbent is currently Trident. We do work with them as well. And we do have another 3 carriers that we work with that we could offer you competitive rates for your upcoming renewal, and see if we can't save you some money.
Anybody have an issue with that?
It's painless, it's free. I just need a little bit of the mayor's time. Basically, you know, we'll get with you and tell you what we need, how we need it, however. And hopefully we could have a quote possibly back by your May board meeting.
Okay.
So I believe your incumbent should have your current renewal coming up by then as well, so we can present them numbers to you and maybe save you some money, and if not, thank you for the opportunity.
All right,
Thank you.
sounds good. Save you 15%.
Any questions? We do personal too, I might be able to see. Separate conversation.
There you go.
So if you want, Rose, well, if you want, you can get my cell phone.
Yes,
And we can just, speak whenever it's at your convenience. Typically night's better for me, because I'm at work,
yes.
or the weekend, whichever works out for you, and then we can give you the information you need. Rose, obviously, will probably be the one that will provide you the information, and,
Yes, and we'll also get your email. We can do a lot of it via email, electronic data, so you don't have to move a lot of paper. It's relatively painless. We'll tell you how you can acquire what we're looking for. And then maybe a little bit of time with any of your highway guys or anything like that, if we just need to confirm square footage or tooling or anything like that.
okay,
Perfect, thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
We're gonna stick around, so,
Yeah, if you don't mind, we're gonna hang out and listen to the rest of the
unless
board
it's
meeting.
closed.
oh, no.
Yeah, if it's not closed, we'll leave, or we'll stay.
All right. Mr. Becker, can you hand me the account for, sheet, please?
No, I should be. Can run at midnight, so.
That's okay, it's not our first one.
Thank you.
Took an hour or so.
All right, so I guess, is there anybody, I just confirmed nobody presently wants to make any public comment? All right, so then public comment is closed. Moving on, Gene, yes, Gene, let's get you taken care of.
Okay,
Let's get you taken care of first.
well, we had a question about invoices for MBA, but that's been answered. I sent you out a report for expenditures through the month of March. I don't know if there's any questions on it, actually probably picked it up this evening. I dropped it off after work today. There are some accounts which we've overspent, which we knew, which we'll take care of next month, probably. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. I sent out, right, I sent and I put in your mailbox new budgets that we have to vote on, on Wednesday at the hearing.
Okay,
I handed out this evening a report on the bank balances as of the end of March. We can take a look at that, let me know if you have any issues. One thing that, when Jake was talking about outside the village, at one time, everybody that was on the system outside the village had to make a water deposit. So we have money set up in a special account on the books that says customer deposits. The only problem is at this point, I don't believe there's any records of who did all the deposits. And one time, it used to be, I think it was $25, and there's no record of who made the deposits. The whole purpose was, back when the water bills were 18 something, I believe it was, that if they didn't pay, you could use that, and so forth.
To catch them up.
But, so at one time, you did have an agreement with outside the village people, but just basically sitting there right now, so I just wanted to let you know.
How much are we talking?
1,275, I believe, is in the account.
Or more than behind on that in town, right? Or in outside the village as far as that are past due?
After today's deposit, we had about 24,000 outstanding in water and sewer.
And some of the people that are outside the village was receiving water because it went through their land,
Yeah, they
as part of their deed.
There were multiple deeds that have
Yeah,
had that feature.
so, when all this funding takes place, we're gonna have to open a new account.
Okay.
Keep all that segregated. I'll talk with Mary about that, but we will have to open a new account. We got the signature card signed this evening, so we'll take care of those. That's all I have.
Does anybody have anything for Gene? So more than likely, when it gets to the, just so I have a clear understanding, so when it gets towards time of doing, paying for the project. So, for phase two, not phase one, but for phase two, we'll probably just end up working towards getting a bond resolution or anticipation note.
Probably, depending on the dollar amount you're talking, you may have it available to transfer from another fund. If it's short term, I would have to ask Mary and see what the schedule of payments that she thinks.
Would it just be easier to bypass it and just,
It would
Wait for
probably
them to
be
have
easier
the
to get
bond
the bond information.
okay,
You get them for 1 year,
and then
and
we'll
they
receive
can
the
be
funding.
renewed for 5 years if you need to.
There's no interest charge there, is there?
Oh, yes.
There is?
Oh, yeah. You pay interest, you have to pay to have it drawn up. There's gonna be fees associated with it.
And we have to pay, and before we can receive any of the funds from the state, we have to make those payments first, correct?
I believe so, but I'd have to check with Mary to make sure. Like I said, I do have an email out to her about these other 2 invoices.
Okay.
She just didn't get back to me this afternoon. But no, you'd definitely be paying interest on it. It's a loan. Rate of interest, I don't know what it would be.
Should be low, shouldn't it? For
Pardon?
short term?
I'm sorry,
For short term, it should be pretty low, right?
you're probably looking at 2.5, 3, somewhere in that vicinity. Here again, if it's just depending on a dollar amount, if you have it in another fund, you just as easy to transfer that, if it's just short term. But here again, we'll need to talk to Mary and see what she says, get some ideas from her.
Okay.
I got one quick question.
Yep.
I noticed when I was looking at this earlier, for attorney,
Uh-huh.
back in July, there wasn't a monthly payment. So is that gotta be made up at the end?
No, I believe
There should be a, at
there was
this point,
something
it should
to
be a
do
four.
with the end of 2000, there was something at the end of 15, in May. Didn't you receive 2 pays,
Yeah, I
In
seem
May,
to
there
recall
was
set
one-
up
there
so you
was
did
1
double
month where there
payments for
was-
a couple months.
2 pays or something?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah. Do you remember, Jay?
Yeah, that was the case. I'd have to look back at my old check stubs to see what it was, but that is how we did it, yeah.
There was something about it being paid twice in 1 month,
Mhm.
and that's why July was not.
So we only have a 420 and then, what, 380 or whatever,
Will be the last one, yeah.
the last 2? So we'll still have money left over in that 5,000, or in that account?
You'll have
Or
420 because it was paid for the previous.
Right, okay.
We have 2 more payments to Jay, April and May.
That's not gonna be an issue with the other? We've been down this road before. Payments in a year that the services were rendered in a different year?
We'll have to just wait and see.
Anything else for Gene, or is he good to go?
Is there anything else down the agenda that you need me for?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Rose, do you know if there's anything for Gene that we need to go over with him? Or that he may need to report on?
I'm sure there probably is, but
I will be once we get there, but
Okay.
Just hang out.
Just go home, if we need you, we'll call you, you better come back.
All right, you can call me. I do see there's something here about proposal for auditing service. Is someone new wanting to do the audit?
There was a correspondence.
Yeah.
We just renewed with them, didn't we?
Rick Mercer's.
Yeah. Was that a 3-year?
Okay. Here's the checks.
thank you. All right, Mr. Brucker, since you're here.
Nothing earth shattering, mostly zoning questions, building questions, property line setbacks, things like that. My biggest thing is what's been happening with the historical building.
Okay. John?
As far as what?
Has it been renovated, or is it in the process of being renovated?
The historical building?
Are you talking the
Or
senior
the
citizens
senior
building?
citizen?
Senior citizen, I'm sorry,
Okay,
senior citizen.
Yeah.
Floor's done, painted, things are brought up to specs.
All right, I better go take a look at it. I'm sorry, I haven't been around, I've been down with the flu. But I'll get over there and take a look at that.
The only
I
thing
think you're just
we're,
starting to come back.
Should have a,
the only thing we're lacking is the sign that says where to go within the fire.
Right, the
Access sign?
evacuation plan.
Yes, it's all drawn up and ready to go.
As long as we're talking about the, senior citizens building, Wirt and I were at the fireman's banquet Saturday night, and we had a conversation with Senator Kathy Young, and we touched base about our senior citizens building and how we would like to get more work done to it to make it more, usable, friendly, and everything for the seniors. And she was very interested in it. She asked me to email her, which I did Sunday morning first thing, to see if she could find some money for us to, use to keep working on. I called her office in Olean this morning, and made sure that they received my email. And, the lady told me they definitely, received it, and, one of the, guys that works with, the senator is gonna be getting together with her and,
George?
I believe, and he's gonna get back ahold of me, to see, you know, what the possibilities are. I told her, I said, same as work, we told her, you know, anything that we can get help with is muchly appreciated.
It's not about two, since we own it ourselves.
Right, that's it.
There was something she thought that could be put into effect.
Do you know like what, like as far as getting more monies for it?
Well, I think it was a big thing that we owned it, rather than it being owned by a not-for-profit or something. I don't know, but that was the one major question that she asked, was if we owned it.
Okay.
So, hopefully in a few weeks I'll hear back, and, that's more news.
Awesome. That's actually very good.
Well, then I'll get over there, do an inspection, see if we can't get a certificate of occupancy for it.
You're already in there.
Yeah, doesn't mean anything, we need a certificate of occupancy. The big thing was the asbestos.
That's all taken care of. How's the bathroom?
I'm ready to go, as long as we're still on board and we split everything we posted for right around $2,000 out of this year's budget, if I do remember everything we did discuss.
Okay. As far as I know.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
We talked about doing work on the bathroom down there, and I, Mark was out sick for about 3, maybe 4 weeks. But he's finally back up, I got him down there, and I said, what do you think? And he says, we can probably stay within the $2,000 limit.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna do it, do it. I thought that's what we
Yeah.
That's what we said.
The only really major expense I can see is, the sink. We did look at the one toilet, it is a raised higher toilet, there's nothing wrong with it. And he was looking, the one in the ladies' room, we measured up, I think we can turn that one. And it's just a matter of, we figured we'd get in, get a wall study, get it covered, the new doorway, then we can go in and do the tear out and try to make it as user friendly as possible, one weekend, and get in there on like a Friday night and Saturday and get it finished up. Enough so it can be used and we can get back in and get,
Then cosmetically finish it up.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
John, have you thought about making the 2 bathrooms into one
Yes.
unisex?
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna go for unisex bathroom. I've asked the lady that runs the place, I can't remember her name, to save her soul, but, Kim, yes. She says it does not have to be, what's the proper wording I wanna say here, handicap.
Accessible.
Yes, it doesn't have to be compliant. Eric sent me a lot of information on, making it, and we will stay, with the money we got, we will make it as best of the information he's passed along on to me, to make it compliant. Like the sink and stuff, she said it doesn't have to be nothing special, but I was talking with Mark, he said, let's make sure we put it in, get it on the wall good, because when you go to that compliance, because they may have to pull on the sink or do the sink, he said it's got a very strong structure, he said that's the biggest thing, he said, where you put the sink in, make sure you put a header in the wall. So we will, without blowing the budget and,
Right.
so on and so forth. We have a little limb left over, so we're in good shape there.
Awesome.
The one window was new, we're gonna take that out, put it in small one, board that one up, and then one big one in the front, we'll board that up. And like I said, the only thing we have to buy is, probably put a light fan fixture in.
So you guys are gonna do that first? Do all the renovations and all one afterward?
Move the new window over, block it up, the big one in the front will
We got-
disappear.
We're gonna take those 2 windows out on this side where the ice comes off and smashes them out. We're gonna take them
Eventually,
out
yes.
and cover them
We
up.
got some money left over, or probably in the spring, or next budget, I would say.
Hopefully maybe the senator can help us out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, the state has what they call an existing building code for pre-existing non-conforming structures. And they work very good with older buildings. Gives you a lot of leeway. So we'll take that into account when we do our inspections.
Yeah, the one email, or I'm sorry, correspondence, that came from the county, listed some USDA opportunities as well for the senior building, so. From the Department of Aging, sorry, Cattaraugus County Department of Aging, so. We can look into that.
Anything else going on?
That's about it.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Barker?
Yes, the property at the corner of Rumsey Street and 353 adjacent to Setter Sticks,
I'm waiting for that to be demolished, and there's another one on 130 South Main that I'm waiting to be demolished. Their permits are coming up to be expired, so we're gonna have to pursue new permits. I don't know what the holdup is on that one next to Center Street.
There was, some communication with the IDA on, what was a standing garage next to the place just across the, as you come up the hill on Leavenworth, on the left-hand side, and then the garage finally fell over. Is that ever, have you ever had any communication with that?
No.
With the IDA or the landfill?
No, I can look into it though.
We just, the guy come in, he wants to come in and pay this thing, we just turn the service back on, put a meter in, I don't know what he's doing, if he's got somebody moving in there or what.
So when I went in there to put the meter in, he said he has a tenant. So I haven't seen any activity since then.
No, the place across the track still well, we call it the cat house because they don't want to grow a
Yeah.
cat face on it.
Yeah, place up there.
No, that's the one.
It's up all that work.
The one north, right by the railroad tracks, the cat
Is that
house.
the one that burned?
No, that's already.
No, that
Oh,
one's
alright.
up on the right.
Not proper to say cat house in board meeting.
In regarding the demolitions,
That's what they call it.
so if they're not done, is there anything that we're able to do via the law to try and push them to do it? Or do we just continue to work with them and try and,
I have to look into your code to, see about abandoned buildings regulations and what the village can do. Perhaps we can do court actions with the owners to force them to, because it is a blight in the village.
absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Are we, can you be able to have it for our next meeting in
Yeah.
May? And, you know, you have to, it's up to you, it's your position, your authority to do such. We would like to see that move forward and get taken care of, whether you're able to get it handled
Maybe just a
peacefully
little
or,
bit of pushing in that direction will cause them to,
yeah, who knows? I don't know.
I can let you know.
Wonderful. Anything else for Mr. Brucker?
I'd like to ask him to be, ever looked at that place on Alton Street, it's got the in-ground pool in the back, it's half full of water. I don't know how many bodies are in there.
That's another abandoned building. It's been abandoned for quite a while. I know there's a pool back there, but I didn't trespass to see what's, it looked to me like there was a fence around it. But, I'll talk to the attorney and see what my rights are as far as going back there and,
There used to be a fence, but it's pretty much down.
see if I can, because of exigent circumstances.
Thing with the
go back.
mosquitoes that they're talking about this year, that's gonna be
Oh,
a
yeah,
breeding place for that.
yeah.
Probably 3 feet water.
To see what we can do to get on the property legally. Take it from there.
I don't know, the police come down and go in, some go around it and go in sometimes.
Well, the police have a lot more authority than I do.
Maybe you get somebody to go with it.
All right, I'll let you know next meeting.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Brucker.
All right. Have a good night.
You as well, drive safe. All right. John, you are up.
Yes, sir.
I just gotta excuse myself quick, I gotta use the restroom. I can't hold it. Thank you.
It's gonna be on the side. Gonna do that sidewalk.
They're gonna widen it, I think, a little bit.
I think the doors are in.
The doors are, yeah.
The doors there, we just gotta cut that slab in front of it and pour it to fit this building. It's like, It's like everything else, you got August, the doors here and the slide.
Right, but you're gonna do the sidewalk up to it too, right?
If, I'm gonna clean it, if it's wide enough, I'm gonna leave it alone, because there's really not much wrong with trick or treat,
Right,
and
that's
that's all,
what I said,
you know?
already in there.
I believe it's a, normal 4-foot sidewalk, it's just, you gotta get in there. And while we're in there, I wanna get behind the building, get a little skid steer behind that building, and back there, get crap out of there. And dig a little trench across there, get some, stone into the pipe in there, so the water gets away from the back of the building. I was looking at that block, I think we can saw that about halfway out, and Kirk Ford was just forming up, and we'll fit it to the door, so it comes up in, and you're in the door. I've looked around town at several places, they're handicapped, the doors, it doesn't seem to matter which way the doors go, the fireman's club, that's a handicap entrance, the door swings out, so we don't have a problem with the door. Have to take the screen door and take it to the large plane and get that to work again.
Thank you.
You should ask Gary why, you know, I got 4 months of it.
Well, I need you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I. All right, John.
Okay. New truck. We dabbled on this a little bit last meeting, I do have some more prices. The truck itself is gonna cost us $5,085. The box with, the plate on the back, D-rings, trailer hitch, 7-pin connector for the trailer, proper lighting, $64.60. And the PTO pump, I thought he was gonna get a fax, but from what I can see on the phone, it's right around $27.50. But the guy got all the information on it, but they didn't give him the labor. The only thing is I'm not labor, so I did estimate a little bit high, but,
What's the 2750 for?
PTO pump.
Well, you estimated labor in that, you said?
I estimated the labor in because he didn't, he sent it all to me, I got it about 5:30, and he says, I do have to apologize, he said, I got all the prices on everything, but the guy never gave me the labor on it. And the nearest on my phone, it was like 2100, I can't really read it that well, it's like the copy's like sponged right there. There's no faxes in the machine or anything when you come in, was there?
No.
He said he was gonna fax, I hope I have a better copy of it, but anyways, so I estimated right about there. If I did my math right, that's $14,295 to get in the new truck.
Yeah.
My question is, do we wanna pay for some of this out of this year's budget, or do you wanna take it all on next year's equipment? And have roughly about $73,000 in the 3 different accounts for equipment.
That gets us in a new truck, well, what about the box?
That's new box, everything.
That's out the door, $14,295. Everything done, ready to plow snow.
We gotta put our plow frame.
Well, right.
We have to switch plow frames, yes,
Now, is that something you do, or we gotta send that?
all of it.
So,
And we have to put our valve body in our standard control, which is all, it's no, we're going from the same truck to the same truck for the same reasons, because last time we went from a Ford to Dodge, it cost us like $1,500 or $1,600 just to get
Right parts.
2 plates and upright. A lot of money for, you know. Yes.
Well, I mean, regarding your budget, you know where you stand in regards to it?
Say it again, I didn't-
In regards to your budget, I mean, do you know where you stand, if you're able to?
I haven't looked over the last numbers, no, I have not. I mean, roughly, we should be able to take it out of this year's budget, but I don't know what it'll do to your year-ending balance. Or if you just wanna take it all out of next year's, that's, in a way, it's not too much of a hit to us.
What do you need for mini and equipment?
equipment from, 5110.2, I see $8,200.
Remaining?
Right, that's on streets.
water, I can't remember. 13.
Sewer 17, 13 and water and 17 in sewer.
$1,000.
Well, the only thing, I guess I should explain myself a little better, they've gotta get this truck off another lot. Okay, the one they got down there is white, no white trucks, I'm sorry, it does not stand out very good. And found a red one that's in Ohio, no, it's in Pennsylvania. Okay, they got a dealer trade, they just want, I think what they're looking for is just something besides the letter of intent to say, okay, we're moving forward. Is what I think they're looking for. And also, if I can say we can give them the trade difference out of this budget, and when the truck's complete, after June first, we can pay for the rest.
How much, so that's what, 50,
$5,085.
if we take that out of this year's budget, that's gonna take away from the ending balance. So what are we gonna do with it?
Depends on what, I mean, I'm sure they estimated some expense from equipment.
Right.
Yes, I know we left a little bit back there, I just get my,
So it's an over estimate, okay, so how much is it that we would have to give them in order for you to get the truck?
$5,085.
And we've had this truck how long? 2 winters now?
Third.
This was the
This
third.
was the third winter,
Was the third.
and it is out of warranty August 20,
And we're having electrical problems with it.
we're having electrical problems. Have had electrical problems, third time it's been towed.
Now-
Since you mentioned it, doesn't the warranty cover towing?
The first time we had to pay, the second time, they set me up through Chrysler, and it was a one-time deal. The one total deal. In which I questioned it again, and they said, no, we can't help you on that, we'll take care of everything else, which, you know,
Doesn't seem right to me.
it does not seem right to me either, you know, and I asked the guy, he said, well, I can get it down there, but he said, it's a one-time deal. And I talked, because I had to talk to a whole nother branch of Chrysler, and she says, yes, we can do it, but it's a one-time deal, we only, like, and it was within so many miles, and we had to pay a little extra on top of this, and I'm like,
So if you get the check for $5,000, we give it to them, how soon will you have the truck? Or does that mean that they're gonna go and pick up the truck and?
they'll get the truck and they'll get it here, then it'll go, it's gotta go to the body shop, not the body shop, but the truck box place, Unicel,
Okay,
and then it will go, I believe Kaminsky got the bid on the PTO. Then it would go from there. So I'm guessing somewhere along the middle of June would be a good estimate of it, cause it's not like you're gonna pull up and they're gonna pull in and put a box in it tomorrow, they've had schedules and everything else.
right.
And when do you gotta give up ours?
When one gets here. And that gives me time to get ours, get our plow frame off, get my valve body off, get everything cleaned up and ready to go. Straight.
When you say box, you're talking about the sander box.
So I'm talking about the regular dump box, it goes on.
The regular dump box.
Yeah.
The sander we're keeping.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
just
using
swap,
everything,
put it
we're
in.
using everything over again.
What box is on the one we got now? Steel?
Yeah.
What's the new one gonna be?
They found me a truck in another place in Pennsylvania. I called the guy today because they're sending it to the shop to have a body put on it. Aluminum. $15,500.
Just for the box?
Just for the box. To, you know, the same steel box we're looking in. If we follow protocol, keeping trucks in warranty 3 years, trucks come out. Now faithfully, when it gets here, we'll give it a good coat of fluid film. Maybe a fluid film before it hits it, and it'll get fluid film afterwards, so it does keep it, you know.
Alright, so does anybody have an issue then with going forward with that, is it Landmark we're paying?
Rock City Dodge.
Rock City Dodge, for $5,085, so we can get moving on the dump truck. Does anybody have any issues, problems with that?
So it's gonna come out of equipment this year?
I hate to ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Would it be any cheaper to go with a different dealer? Would another dealer be any cheaper?
No.
No?
I called 3 different places. The one guy tells me there's a back order of 6 months on the trucks. I talked to Rock Cedar today because the red truck flew away, so to say. But they did find another one. What is the timeline on renewing? 90 days plus, is what they're telling me. We can have this one a lot in here and done.
Anybody else have any reservations? Alright, so I'll,
The $5,085 is coming where? It's coming out of the street equipment now, or?
Probably can divide it up among all 3 if you want to. It's always been, the truck is always taken out of water, sewer, and streets.
Right, but it's coming out of this year.
Is your budget.
alright, so then, do I have a motion then to authorize payment for $5,085 to Rock City Dodge for, I guess, to show that we are indeed committing to purchasing this truck?
I'll sort it.
Eric made the motion, Jason second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous, carried and approved.
You still doing 60, 25, 15 breakdown? General sewer water?
I
I'm
believe-
sorry, general water.
Eric, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know, cause I've never been in the,
Okay.
when the trucks were bought, I didn't know how
Yeah,
how
that's
that process ever took down.
Be more question for Gene, won't it?
Yeah,
I gotta believe falling back on it, yes, I believe that's the way he used to do it. If I, like I said, I've known the trucks, every vehicle we ever bought has, some has had come out of all 3 different accounts because,
Be used for,
yes.
That might have been benefits then, am I right?
It's
That was-
retire,
that
I
was
know
the way
it's
we decided to
retirement in
split
that, but I
benefits.
don't remember if it's budget.
Yeah,
He might have,
that's fine.
did he detail it out on the side of the new budget at all?
Mine's, I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. I mean,
I know it's, I can't remember, I think on this truck, the bulk of it usually comes out of streets.
Yeah.
And then now, when we go for pickup, I think that runs pretty much, of course, the pickup's not as much fun.
Right.
excuse me.
alright, so what else you got going on?
Our new skid sled's built, done out the door. Been locating water boxes, getting that back up to par. Taking pictures and loading in the computer so we got visuals too. Started sweeping today, small machine I got drained out because the Elgin does not like wet. It runs off the machine and makes more of a mess than it does anything else. We got our trailer in the shop, getting that ready for spring, roller's ready to go. Talked to Mr. Brummingen about sidewalks. Probably go from Jefferson Street down Franklin Street heading towards Washington. I talked to Joe Friends, I gotta talk to Don Lee. We're gonna come to Joe's driveway, line up the crosswalk, coming across. And I gotta talk to Joe, maybe we're just gonna pour out of his house to the road, or however he wants, or we can leave it existing there if he's happy with it and do away with that thing that goes down over the hill of Don's topsoil and be gone with it.
Okay,
And then we'll go from Franklin down Washington to where the new's already been poured to right about 5 millimeters in that vehicle. That'll be right around 21,000, we have 19,000 budgeted, I should be able to scramble up a couple thousand maybe out of chips. Because it is a 10-year project. There is probably 2 trees that should be removed. I'm guessing the one Ray trimmed here back a couple months ago, and he says there's nothing left on, so I said,
which trees are we,
the one on Franklin Street would be in front of, used to be Goebel's place, it's, Brooks now. And the one by Little Meadows.
So Washington?
Yes, and, a couple others I've been looking around.
Oh, there's anywhere else, you said Gogol, or? Where's that one? The one for Gogol?
That's on Franklin, that's in front of Brooks, that's where we're gonna be running the
Oh.
Brooks sidewalk. And there's a couple others around the village I really wanna go take a good healthy look at.
Is there
I
anything-
did get the guys doing the National Grid trimming, that one behind the old school that likes to throw branches every time the wind blows over 2 miles an hour. They're gonna drop that. So you drop it, I said, you guys just get on the ground, I'll drag it out of there. So they're gonna do that. You're getting ready for spring.
The, state is gonna be coming through with a sweeper. I'm not sure if it's gonna be during the day or at night.
Okay. They need a place to dump, they need water.
I would say so,
Okay.
possible.
Alright. Just
When
as
it's
long as
time,
I got a
like,
time frame, so if we see a drop in the reservoir, if any, I'm not saying fill in the street, that sweeper shouldn't take no drop in the reservoir. Yep, they need a place to dump, they can dump down here.
Last year.
Yep.
Anybody have anything for John?
John,
Yes, sir.
what's your idea about the fake bricks on Washington Street?
The idea of the fake bricks,
Ouch.
Well, they're breaking up, I see it filled one hole down there.
the cement. Last year.
They're all,
stamp.
they're all gonna go.
Oh, I know. That's a project that we're gonna have to really seriously sit down and look at one of these days. And it's gonna be
As soon as one of
expensive.
them picks up, then the whole thing's gonna go.
Oh, I know. They've lasted exceptionally better than I thought.
How long's it been?
4 years.
Yeah.
And some are holding up better than others. I mean, the preparation, the pour, everything was pretty much the same all the way up through there.
There's no rebar in there, is it?
No. But that whole street is gonna have to see, and that's expensive, I just don't think we'll ever see it.
I don't understand how this village took ownership of that section of street anyway. That's a long story.
Wasn't it 12?
Cattaraugus 12 all the way up through.
What about, speaking of 12, do we do anything down here from the corner of south over to, can we get a hold of county and say, like, I got people complaining to me right and left on that
That's
section of the road?
That's terrible.
I have through the whole patch and the bigger holes.
Yeah, the corner of South Street all the way over to Pelican.
Well, you heard Mr. Burton, County Road 12 was on the slate to see something.
Yeah.
But I'd gladly get a hold of somebody down the county and see what they've got, at least them up.
Patches.
A skid patch would be better than nothing.
Patch would be better.
They took the skid pavers away from them guys years ago, and it's patch over top of patch over top of patch, and all you do is get lumps out of it.
Well, they boomed it the other day, and I thought they were gonna patch the walls or something, but they never came back.
I see them from Salem Road.
That'd be great if they could at least do a skid patch down
A
through
skid
there.
patch would be immensely great.
Just a quick question for you in regards to Washington Street. I mean, should it, I mean, just speaking what makes sense, I mean, to have the bricks removed and have regular asphalt road?
I don't even want to
That's
fathom.
a loaded question.
It's a very loaded question, because I know we're gonna run into a lot of opposition, because we're gonna get that historical thing thrown at us, which I wholeheartedly understand, you know. The end cost, brick is labor intensive.
Which way do the bricks run? They run curb to curb or they run
This way.
road?
They want the road.
So could we come out the car width? Leave the car width for parking and pay right down the center for driving,
I've looked at that road in several.
historically speaking.
Historically speaking, I have looked at that road in several different directions over the years, of working here, plowing it and everything else. To do it right, honestly, get right down to it, the brick is, to me, is here. We'll never get there. you know, because, you figure if you hired somebody, if we just got the surface pressure, you hired somebody to lay that, the labor would just be astronomical. But if you look at the street, it's like a lot of our streets in the village, it's like this, then we go so far, then we do this.
Right.
I mean, to me, if you look at that road should be level, that cement wall taken out, repoured, redone, and the road, you know, made all one width and.
Yep, I've had numerous complaints over the years about parking, and especially from the bus drivers.
I know, and we put the parking lines back in, but that's good for a couple days, but you've got, all it takes is one person to go up there and park like this and stay this far away from the curb and screws the whole thing up. You know, if they would park the way they were, I guess, what do you think about taking away some of that parking out the end? I mean, it's not.
Or parallel parking on the last
Last
section,
three?
except for,
On
I
Sundays?
think the only time it's an issue is on the weekend for church.
Yes.
But you don't have buses running through on the weekend for church, you know, so maybe there's something we can do during the week where it's parallel parking, say from Morse down to the corner, and then, the standard parking. I don't know, but it's an issue for the buses and the trucks. We want the big trucks to take that road.
Yeah.
But guess what? We make it hard for them to take that road, and that's why they take Jefferson, you know, so.
Yes. Yes, I would gladly do that. Probably could get signs made at the county that would say, we'd have to.
Parallel parking Monday through Friday, or
Yeah.
something that,
And, you know,
something to that effect, but that requires a local law change. We have a local law that deals with that parking that we would need to adapt to whatever we desire to do.
Well, it would be good to get that local law changed. There's one other local law I'd like to get changed too, if it's all possible. I would like to leave the non-parking on village streets to May 1st instead of April 1st.
Is it snowing, John?
If we can't get them to stay off of it in March.
No, but it's funny, there's maybe one or two in your way when it's snow time, but all of a sudden, you come April 1st, it's like flies coming out on a warm day. They're all over the place. And right now, it'd just be nice, because I wanna sweep up here, and I'll have to get all the flyers out, and there'll always be one. But if we're gonna move some laws around, do some adapting things, it would be nice to move that to May 1st, and that would give me time to get the
It
sweep.
can all be done at the same time. With the
Yeah.
buses, you've only got, I mean, you've got a couple more months, but you're not gonna do anything in that time period anyway, so we should maybe set a goal of having it straightened out by the start of school. And,
Yeah, because I want, because as soon as summer help rolls in and, because that's a nice project in the morning, it's quiet, they can go up there, there's not a lot of cars around, they can go up and start painting lines and having a good old time, and we can get that straightened out. Okay, Mr. Rogan will be leaving.
Should,
He is,
Just a second, you might want to discuss that in
Vacation.
executive session.
no, we'll have to save that for executive session.
oh, okay.
Because it deals with employees' health matters.
I got something for you.
Yes, sir.
Actually for you and probably Rose. The water shut-offs, now that we're enforcing it more than what we ever did before,
Yes, sir.
does that come out of water? When the guys were delivering them? And why do we deliver them, why don't we just drop them in the mail?
Yeah, I got another question on that too.
I guess I don't know what you're asking.
We're putting
No, no,
shut off
When we
notices.
did the shut-off notices,
When we posted them,
The law
No,
requires them to be
when they were
posted.
delivering them to the
We
houses,
have to have them ordered.
Why?
we can't mail
that's
them?
what
I
the
thought-
water law says, that we have to
Well,
post
says
it.
they deliver the mail
We
first
post
of
it, but
all.
I'm saying we can't, no, we can't mail that to them instead of us delivering, or DPW guys delivering them?
My
I thought-
understanding of post is that you deliver it and post it on their house.
Yeah.
I
it's
thought
stuck
the
in
water law said, or the late fee was for postage and handling. I thought there was a late fee to cover mailing,
There, yeah, I'm supposed to charge for mailing,
but we didn't mail
no,
them, right?
I charge postage for the overdue bill, for the termination notice, and then there's a $10 posting for the guys posting the termination after we get to the end of the termination period. Then they have 5 additional days, I think it is.
Okay.
And that gets posted on their house, and I think it's a $10 on that.
Who,
I guess I didn't understand the terminology.
who delivered them? Did our DPW deliver them?
Yeah.
We need to write names on envelopes. Residents got wrong bills.
We didn't deliver bills.
The shut-offs,
Shut up.
Oh. Yeah, just,
so, just for future.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got.
I guess I didn't realize that that's what we meant by posting.
Yeah, I thought it was,
cheaper
I thought it
if
meant
we
for
mail.
mailing.
no. My understanding, one goes out and we have to hand deliver the last one.
The utility companies mail them in the mail.
Yeah, that's what
I'm all for it.
Well, I mean, it frees us up, you know what I mean, it's
That's
expense
fine,
we don't
yeah.
have, you know.
It's labor that-
50 cents.
Yeah, you guys should have.
Then we would have to have a change in the law, because the law says that we post the notice on.
That wasn't the way the law was written originally. I don't understand why we're paying our people to,
Well, they
what
paid
makes the
$10
difference, what
for
makes
it.
the difference
We can
between,
amend it.
it doesn't matter, what makes the difference
Well, yeah.
between
Yeah,
the utility companies and our water, they don't have to post them. They don't have to hand deliver them.
Right.
So why did we choose to hand deliver them? I don't get it. It's quite simple it's like the 4th letter she has to type up and send out, you know, and you run it through the meter and you throw it in the box and it's gone. The post office delivers it.
Just out of curiosity, and I'm just putting in my 2 cents, is there a way maybe we can simplify the whole process, typing 4 different letters and, I mean, is there an easier route? to
That
take?
was the reason it took so long to get the water law passed, or to the point of even considering passing, because there were several questions in it, and these are the kind of things that happen when you just push it through.
It wasn't pushed through.
Okay.
Everybody read through it. We had the hearing. Nobody showed up for the water law hearing. I mean, so in regards to wanting, in regards to all of it, this is the process, gentlemen. The only way we can restructure it is if we have a new, essence, we bring forth a new law for it.
Why can't we make amendments to it? We can't make amendments to it?
In regards to a law, don't you have to?
You have to pass another local law to amend a local law.
So you have to have a hearing and all that, so. If
Once.
you want, so for instance, like in that, then.
Haste makes waste. I've heard it a million times.
Another thing, as far as while we're talking about water, when somebody has their water shut off
Mhm.
and they want their water turned back on, they have to pay their account in full, correct?
That's the idea.
Okay, if somebody calls, say a person goes to Florida for the winter, if they call and have their water shut off, and they have it shut off, and then while they're gone in Florida, their last bill come in during the winter and got put on their account, so they owe X amount of dollars. When they come back in the spring, do they just call up and say, okay, turn me back on, or do they have to pay that account in full before they can get turned back on?
Well, it wasn't shut off for it wasn't shut off for non-pay.
But they've got an outstanding bill though. I would think they would have,
Plus $35 reconnection.
well, yeah.
Yeah, the $35 reconnection. I would think that they would have their mail forwarded if they've gone to Florida for the winter, so they would have the bill.
Well, I just wonder, I mean, it's an account that's got a bill through the winter or however long before it gets turned back on, shouldn't it be paid in full?
I guess, if that's what the board wants me to do.
I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
I don't see how you turn a water service on if they owe you money. That doesn't make sense to me, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I mean, if they, you know what I mean, if they had it shut off when they went wherever they
Okay,
went.
so regardless of the reason it was shut off, if they want it turned back on, everything has to be paid in full up to that point.
Right.
Okay,
I mean, because if it was one of our customers that's paying every quarter,
Which is number
You're-
one.
right, you're talking what? How long is one, 4 or 5 months? By the time they get back, they would have already long been in shut-off status and ready to be shut off anyway.
Yeah, if they didn't pay their bill, it would go to termination. Okay,
I don't know, it's just one of my thoughts, if it should be paid in full before they get the service done back on, I don't know.
then I get, yeah, it would go along with how we do it for non-pay.
I guess I've never run across that. I'm taking it like Rose said, I guess if you're in Florida, I mean, your electric, your gas bill, your water bills probably all get forwarded to you, and you would pay, you know,
We'd only to use common sense.
I guess I
I
would
think
just
that
think it'd be
people
like,
forward
yeah,
their
I
bills,
don't
so
see
maybe
anything.
not.
I mean, there's
Well,
always
come
gonna
back
be
to Florida, you
weird
pay your water bill like
circumstances that need to be
you would do hard,
reviewed.
in full before you get back on. Logically.
Maybe I should buy the balls, it's already off.
That's true.
All right, anything else for John?
Nope.
No? All right, it is 9:00, it is almost 10 after 9. Does anybody have an issue with taking a recess?
No, I'll make the motion.
I'll even second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did you say aye? It's unanimous, carried and approved. Good night, sir.